Hello everyone! This tutorial is an introduction for how to use the video communication platform Zoom. This is part 1 of a two-part tutorial about Zoom. Part 1 talks about the basics of using Zoom, and part 2 will give you specific information about how to use Zoom during an OFE virtual employer event. If you already know how to use basic functions on Zoom and are just looking for information on how to use it for an employer event, feel free to skip this video and continue on to watching the second video. Keep in mind that because Zoom is a communication platform, you will need to use it on a device that has video and audio connection. This can be on a phone that connects to the internet, a computer or laptop with a webcam, etc. Let's start off with the basics. When you're scheduled to attend an event on Zoom, whether it be an employer event, mock interview, online class, or otherwise, you will receive an email from an OFE employee that contains the information you will need to join the Zoom meeting. Before you can use Zoom, you will need to create an account. Open any internet browser and click inside the address bar at the top. Type in www.zoom.us. Then click the Enter button on your keypad. This will take you to the Zoom website. Click on the orange button that says Sign Up, It's Free near the top right corner. This will take you to a page where the website will verify that you're a real person. It will ask you to confirm your date of birth. Click on the drop-down menus and select your month, day, and year of birth. This information will not be stored by the website. It's just a way for the website to confirm that you're a real person and not a bot. When you're done, click on Continue. Here, click inside this box and type in your email address. You'll notice that above it says to enter your work email address, but what they really mean is to enter the email address that you would like to use to sign into your Zoom account. You can enter your personal email. Then, click on the blue button that says Sign Up. It will display a message letting you know that it has sent an email to your email address. At this point, you'll need to go on to your email service website to access the email with the link that will allow you to start your Zoom account. To do this, you can open a new tab in your window by clicking the plus sign at the top here. Then enter the address of your email service website into the address bar at the top. For example, if you use Gmail, you will type in www.gmail.com and press Enter. Then sign into your email account using your username and password just like usual. I have my email open in this tab over here. When you get onto your email account, you should see an email from Zoom in your inbox. Click on this email to open it. Then, click on the big blue button that says Activate Account. Here it asks, are you signing up on behalf of a school? Click on the circle before the word No. Then click Continue. You will then enter your account details. Click in the boxes and enter the information it asks for. In the first box, enter your first name. Then in the box under that, enter your last name. In the box underneath that, you will need to create your password for your account. Make sure your password is strong, doesn't include any information that could be easily guessed, such as your name, address, etc. Your password must have at least 8 characters, at least one letter, at least one number, and include both uppercase and lowercase characters. Then, retype your password in the exact same way in the box that says Confirm Password. After that, click on the orange Continue button. Next, it will ask you to invite other people to use Zoom. However, you do not have to do this. So click on the button that says Skip this step near the bottom. I'd recommend doing a test meeting by clicking the orange button that says Start Meeting Now. This is also a way that you can download the Zoom app onto your device to be able to use Zoom more easily and quickly. When you click this button, it will open up a new tab. Sometimes it will automatically start downloading the Zoom app onto your device. If it doesn't, you can click on the blue text down here that says Download and Run Zoom. You'll notice that it will download the installer right down here on your device. When that's downloaded, click on it, and it will start installing the Zoom app. You might have to wait a little while for Zoom to be installed onto your device. But once it is, you can start using it through the app instead of through your internet browser. Once again, you do not have to install the Zoom app if you don't want to. It is possible to use Zoom through your internet browser on your account. All right, so now that Zoom has finished installing on my device, it has opened up a test Zoom meeting. This is not a real meeting. It's just to allow you to get to know the different features that you can use on Zoom. When it opens up the window, you'll notice that it asks you, Join with computer audio. Click this button so that you're able to hear the audio in any meeting that you're joining. It will let you know that you're using the computer audio. In other words, whoever is hosting the meeting will be able to now converse with you. At this point, I'd like to show you some important features that you can use in Zoom. You'll notice that when I move my mouse, you can see a panel of different buttons at the bottom of the window. One important button is over here on the bottom left-hand side. It's the microphone button. As you can see right now, the microphone is running. There's a green part that keeps going up and down inside of the picture that looks like a microphone. What that means is that the Zoom app is picking up any noise that is in my environment. So right now, it's picking up my voice. Oftentimes, you will have to mute your microphone during a meeting, especially during an employer event. In this case, click on the microphone button. You've now muted your microphone. You can see that there is a red line through the picture of the microphone, which means that your microphone is off. Nobody in the Zoom meeting can hear you now. In this test meeting, it automatically started with my video turned off. However, let's say you wanted to turn your video on. For example, if you have a virtual mock interview, the person who is interviewing you will need to be able to see your face, as well as hear your voice. In this case, you would want to click on the button that looks like a camera. It says to start video. At the moment, my webcam is covered, so you can't see very much. However, if my camera were to be uncovered, you would be able to see me, and the host would be able to connect with me through that. You can also click unmute microphone if you need to talk to the other people in the meeting. At this point, both my microphone and my camera are turned on, so everyone in the meeting would be able to see and hear me. If I wanted to do the opposite and make sure that the people in the meeting could not see or hear me, I would make sure to click on the microphone button and the camera button again. You'll notice that it keeps going back to this screen with different information. That's because this is just a test meeting. If you were to be in a real meeting with a host and possibly other participants, it would not take you to this screen. Instead, you would continue being able to see the host and the other participants. One other feature that I would like to point out to you is the chat feature. When you click on the chat button on the bottom panel, it will open up a panel on the right side. The chat feature is very important if you are ever wanting to ask a question or submit a response in a Zoom meeting where you cannot use your microphone. For example, if you're in an employer event, you would make sure that you have your microphone and camera turned off. Of course, I'll talk more about this in our part 2 video about joining a virtual employer event. For now, I'd just like to introduce how to use the chat feature. So you can notice at the bottom here that you can choose who you're sending your message to. Right now, the only option is to send the message to everyone in the meeting. You'll usually also have the option to send to different people. You might be able to send a message directly to another participant. However, usually the host will turn off this feature. Oftentimes, you will be able to only send your message to the host of the meeting. That way, only the host will be able to see your question or your response, and it will be hidden from view from everyone else in the meeting. Once you've chosen who you want to send your message to, click in the box below that says Type Message Here. Then, you can type in your question. After you are done typing in the message that you want to send, press the Enter key on your keyboard. You'll then notice that your chat goes into the big white box on top. When someone replies to you, you will see the message below here. You'll also be able to see the timestamp. These features might look a little bit different if you are using the Zoom app on a mobile device. If you're using your cell phone for a Zoom meeting, the only difference is that you will have to tap on your screen to be able to bring up the bottom panel. Not all of these options will show up at once, because your screen is a little bit smaller than a computer screen. So you'll notice that you might be missing features such as chat and others. If you're looking for those, just click on where it says More with a ... picture. Then it will bring up a menu that has the rest of your panel options that you can click on from there. Once you are done in a meeting, look for the red button at the bottom. Right now, my button says End because I'm the host of this meeting. However, if you are not the host of the meeting, the red button will instead say Leave. When the host says that the meeting is done, click on the red button on the panel, and it will give you the option to leave the meeting. Right now mine says End Meeting for All because, again, I'm the host. You would click on Leave Meeting. And that is a really quick rundown of how you would use a Zoom meeting. I just want to remind you that there is another way that you can join a meeting through your internet browser. That way is to click on Join a Meeting on Zoom once you have logged into your account on the internet. Click on Join a Meeting at the top. It will then ask you to enter the meeting ID. Remember, this will be sent to you in an email from an OFE staff member. Go to your email account, and in your inbox, you will find that email. Mine is right here. In this email, you will see all of the Zoom meeting information that the OFE staff member has sent you, such as the topic of the meeting, the date and time, and, importantly, the meeting ID and password. Here, you can copy and paste or type in the numbers that you see for the meeting ID. Once you do that, you will click Join. If you are using Zoom in an internet browser, it will try to get you to use your Zoom app or to download the Zoom app if you haven't. If you do not want to use the Zoom app, that's okay. Just look for the part at the bottom that says, if you cannot download or run the application, join from your browser. Click on Join from your browser. You might have to cancel this message at the top first. Then click Join again. And at this point, it asks you to enter the meeting password. Again, you will have to go to your email to find that information. Here you can see it says password. Copy and paste that password, or again, if you would prefer, type in the numbers that you are given. Then click Join. At this point, you are in the meeting. Again, it will ask you to join audio by computer and click on that button. Now you are in the meeting that you were invited to by the OFE staff member. You'll notice that the host, in this case the host is Chelsea, will already be in the meeting. You might notice several other participants depending on the type of meeting that it is, such as an online class or a virtual employer event. If it's the type of meeting where you will have to have your audio and your video turned off, make sure you use those options on the bottom panel here. When you are done the meeting, you can click on Leave Meeting, just as I said before. Now I'll just do a quick run through of how you could access the same meeting from a Zoom app. So let's say you have downloaded the Zoom app and would like to access the meeting from that instead. Open up your Zoom app. Make sure you are signed in using the same email address and password that you created. There we go, and click Sign In. Once the application loads, it will give you your home screen. To join a Zoom meeting through your app is very simple. You'll notice that on the home screen, it gives you several options, such as to schedule a meeting, make a new meeting right now, and most importantly, join. Click on the Join button. It's the blue button with a plus sign on it. Once again, it will ask you to enter the meeting ID. Go to your email and find the corresponding meeting ID. Copy and paste it, or type it in. You'll notice here that it will also give you the option to not connect to audio or video. Again, depending on the type of meeting that you're entering, you might want to check off these boxes. For example, if you are attending a virtual employer event, you will need to turn off your audio and video. So you would click both of these boxes. However, if you were doing a virtual mock interview, your interviewer would have to be able to both see and hear you. So you would want to make sure that you keep these boxes unchecked. Then click on Join. It will then ask you for the meeting password. Once again, enter the password into the box and click on Join Meeting. And here you are again inside of the meeting. Sometimes it will ask you to wait in a waiting room before it automatically lets you in. Again, depending on the settings that the host has set before the meeting takes place. If it asks you to wait, make sure to not close the browser or the app that you're using. Instead, keep it open on your device. The host, who is an OFE staff member, will notice that you are waiting to get into the meeting and admit you as soon as they can. You'll notice that the application looks very similar to the internet browser. You have all the same options on the panel, as well as the red button that says Leave. Finally, to end our meeting about basics of using Zoom, I would like to give you some helpful advice for setting up for a Zoom meeting. Ensure you're in a quiet, distraction-free space with good internet connection. If you are entering a meeting where your camera will be turned on, such as a mock interview, make sure you have good lighting so that you're visible on the screen. Position your camera so that you are in the middle and the camera is square to your face, not too high or too low, or too angled up or down. Speak at a regular speaking volume. The microphone will pick it up. You shouldn't yell or whisper. And that is the basics of how to use Zoom. Now you can watch part 2, which is information about how to use Zoom during a virtual employer event. Thanks for watching.